Hi, this is Megan of Megan's Creations. Today I'm doing a tutorial about the clone stamp tool in Photoshop. This came up because earlier this week I noted that for me, when I use my word art clusters, I have the layered files. So if I ever wanted to change the wording, it's really simple for me to do that. I said that's not really fair for you guys, but clone stamping is a tool you could use. So someone asked about that and I wanted a tutorial, so here you go. Here's a tutorial about the clone stamp tool. So I have this word art from my kit that I just released today, Christmas Traditions, and it says naughty or nice. Maybe you want to say something else like season's greetings. Maybe you're going to use it for a Christmas card, or you want to say, Christmas Eve, something like that. So where you get the tool is here on the sidebar is where I found it. I have my tools out. And it's this little, like it says, it's a stamp. It looks like a stamp. It's got a knob, and then it has the little bottom here where it's the stamp. So you click on that. And see there's other options. It might say pattern stamp tool right now, but we got clone stamp tool. Okay, you'll see a circle. It's like a brush. You can adjust the size. So I have mine set at pretty big. I mean, you just want it as big as what area you're going to be able to cover. And with the untouched part of the word art, the part that's blank, I can make it a little bit bigger because I've got a big space right here that I could use. So, but I'm going to stick to 97 pixels for this one. And then hardness is how solid the edge of the circle is. So if you soften it, if you drop the hardness down from 100%, it's going to create a soft edge. And I just like to do that so that when you try to do the clone, it kind of tries to blend into each other. Especially this texture is pretty easy to blend into itself because of the way it is, but there's other textures that are harder to match up from one click to another to a next click. So I like to just soften it just a little bit to give that soft edge and hopefully help it blend. And then we're going to go ahead and use opacity of 100%. If you lower the opacity, you'd have to click on the clone stamp a few times to get it to cover up the old text. And we don't really want to do that. We want to get it the first time. So that's why we will use 100% opacity. Okay, and so the way it works is first you hold down the Alt button and you notice that your circle turns into a little cursor. And what that's doing is that's picking up what you're going to use to cover up the rest of it. So you want to go into a nice area that's open like this, and you click, and that tells it that's the source. Like that's where you're going to be taking the clone from. So you copy that in a sense, and then you let go of the Alt button, and then you can just click with your mouse on the left button, and you see that the cursor, I'm holding it down just to show you that it's saying, hey, we're taking from that spot that you set, and then you're covering it up there. And now you'll notice that as I move to the right, the cursor moves with me. So you want to make, and see right there, that I moved up, so my cursor moved up, and it took from that brown. So sometimes you'll have to go back to Alt and set a new source. Like, okay, we're going to do there. And I like to change up my source anyways, because if you use the same source and then move it over, sometimes you'll start getting a streak, and that doesn't look natural either. So I sometimes like to just grab from different areas so it looks random like it was supposed to be. And you just go through, and now that we got a bigger area, maybe you want to go ahead and get a bigger circle here and get this done even faster. So drawing from there and moving over and just covering it up. This is just the natural way to do it. You don't want to erase or try to bucket fill or even take the color of the word art tag and paint over it. You're going to lose the texture. So this is a way to save that texture and just cover over it. Boom, and now we have a blank canvas. So if you ever get a kit that only has word tags and they didn't give you a blank one, or maybe the blank one they gave you isn't the color you wanted, you can grab one of their other word art tags and you can try to do this to it to make it a blank slate again. And then I always want to remind you about adding texture to your font. So here I'm going to add Christmas Eve, and sorry, I'm going to go with my favorite fonts here. and so like that red, and or sometimes I like to make one of a one color. Eves. Let's make that like the blue for like a nighttime. Okay, so I've got this, and this is kind of a this is a finer font, so it doesn't really you know, you can't really tell that it doesn't have a lot of texture to it, but you know, just to make it look even more real. So I duplicate the tag, and I go to image adjustments and desaturate it. So I make it black and white, and then go to levels, and I bring the levels, that middle gray bar, into the middle of the highest peak in the levels. And that's what that does, is it helps whatever we're going to use this as an overlay for, keep the true color of that as best as we can. And then I'm going to create a clippy mask of that. Now that overlay is on my text, and then I just make it an overlay. And so I'm sure it's kind of hard for you guys to see with the video, but I can see the texture better through the font now. And I duplicated it too. I like to do, if it's a darker color, I like to do linear light about 50% and with my overlay layer. And so I can see it really makes it look like these words were printed on this tag. And it makes it look like that's how it came originally, not naughty or nice. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and if there's any questions about anything I did with it, just post it on Facebook, or I will post this on YouTube. I'll check the comments there, as well as I post it on my blog, so you can post comments there and I will get back to you if you have any questions. So have fun with this, and I hope you check out my new kit, Christmas Traditions. It's really fun. I loved making it, and I'll see you next time.